Music fades in a hey there, philosophy enthusiasts. It's great to have you with us today on this profound journey into the realm of wisdom. In this video, we'll be diving deep into the heart of Stoicism, a philosophy that has stood the test of time, guiding countless individuals towards a life of virtue, tranquility, and self-mastery, originated by the ancient Greeks. Stoicism is a philosophy that teaches us how to lead a good life, how to navigate the highs and lows, and how to find peace amidst chaos. It's not just a philosophy, it's a way of life. It's about understanding the universe, accepting its flow, and aligning ourselves with it. In the Stoic universe, we'll be exploring the core principles of Stoicism, its significant contributors, and how it continues to influence modern thought and behavior. So, whether you're a seasoned philosopher or just getting started on your philosophical journey, this video is sure to provide a fresh perspective and valuable insights into the Stoic way of life. So, sit back, relax, and let's embark on this enlightening expedition into the Stoic universe, a philosophy of virtue, serenity, and self-mastery. Let's go. Stoicism, the philosophy of virtue, serenity, and self-mastery, is no newcomer to the world of thought. It's a philosophy that has evolved over centuries, beginning in the Hellenistic period around 300 BC. In Athens, the founder of Stoicism, Zeno of Citium, was once a wealthy merchant. He lost everything when his ship sank, and then instead of despairing, he turned to philosophy. He studied under various philosophers of his time like Crates and Socrates, until finally he started his own school in a painted porch, or stoa, hence the term Stoicism. Stoicism was then refined by later thinkers such as Epictetus, a former slave who taught that our reactions, not our circumstances, define our reality. Seneca, a prominent statesman, emphasized the Stoic belief in the importance of virtue over wealth and power. And finally, Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor who left behind a powerful legacy in the form of his meditations, which still inspire millions today. Throughout its evolution, Stoicism has retained its core principles. It teaches that we should strive to maintain tranquility, practice disciplines of thought, and focus on what is within our control. Stoicism is a philosophy of resilience and emotional strength, teaching us to face life's challenges with grace and poise. It invites us to live according to reason, to align ourselves with nature and the universe, and to practice virtues like wisdom, courage, justice, and self-discipline. Now, Stoicism is not just a historical relic, it's gaining renewed interest in our modern era as a practical philosophy. Stoic principles are finding applications in everything from cognitive behavioral therapy to leadership coaching and personal development. It's a testament to the timeless wisdom of Stoicism that it continues to guide and influence us even today. So, how can Stoicism help us navigate the complexities of our modern world? More importantly, how can we apply Stoic principles to lead a life of virtue, serenity, and self-mastery? Stay tuned as we dive deeper into the Stoic universe. Up next, we're going to discuss Stoicism's central teachings and how they can be applied in our daily lives. Now, let's delve into the heart of Stoicism, understanding virtue in this philosophical universe. Stoicism, in essence, is a philosophy of virtue, and the Stoics believed that virtue was the highest good and the source of all happiness. The ancient Stoics identified four cardinal virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. They believed that these virtues were interconnected, and that one could not exist without the others. Firstly, wisdom for the Stoics. Wisdom wasn't just about knowledge or intelligence, rather, it was about understanding the nature of the universe and our place in it, and using that understanding to navigate through life. It was about making good decisions, choosing the right path, and understanding what is within our control and what is not. Secondly, courage. Stoic courage isn't just about physical bravery. It's about moral courage, standing up for what's right, even when it's hard. It's about facing adversity with grace and resilience, and sticking to your principles, even when they're tested. Thirdly, justice. Stoicism teaches that we should treat all people with fairness and kindness. We should strive to do what's right, not just for ourselves, but for our community and for humanity as a whole. This virtue ties into the Stoic belief in a universal brotherhood of man, the idea that we're all connected and that we should care for each other. Lastly, temperance. This is the virtue of self-control and moderation. The Stoics believed that we should avoid excess and master our desires and impulses. We should strive for a balanced life, not giving in to indulgence or deprivation. The Stoics believed that by cultivating these four virtues, we could achieve eudaimonia, a Greek term often translated as flourishing or the good life. According to the Stoics, eudaimonia wasn't about material success or fleeting pleasure, but about living in accordance with nature and virtue. So, why does all of this matter? Well, understanding the Stoic virtues can help us navigate our own lives. It can guide us towards making better decisions, dealing with adversity, and living a life of purpose and meaning. But how can we start living according to these Stoic virtues? And what does it look like to put these principles into practice in the modern world? Stay tuned, and we'll explore these questions in the next section, applying Stoicism in daily life. In the grand tapestry of Stoic philosophy, one thread stands out as particularly vibrant: the pursuit of serenity. The Stoics believed that this elusive state of calm and peacefulness could only be achieved through a life lived in accordance with nature and reason. Serenity, to the Stoics, was more than just a feeling. It was the ultimate result of a life lived well, a beacon of tranquility amidst the tumultuous seas of life's uncertainties. Stoicism teaches us that, while we cannot control the external world, we have complete control over our internal world, our thoughts, our reactions, and our perceptions. The Stoics, like the sage Epictetus, emphasized that the path to serenity requires understanding the difference between what is within our control and what is not. We can't control the weather, the actions of others, or the ticking of time. But we can control how we react to these things, our judgments about them. Here, in this realm of the mind, is where serenity is won or lost. Think of the Stoics' pursuit of serenity as the art of keeping a steady hand on the rudder of your mind, steering it toward tranquility, no matter how stormy the seas around you become. This is achieved through practices such as mindfulness, reflection, and the cultivation of virtues such as wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. But the Stoic pursuit of serenity isn't about withdrawing from the world, shutting yourself off in a fortress of solitude. Quite the contrary, it's about engaging with the world in a more profound, meaningful way. It's about finding tranquility amidst chaos, not retreating from chaos in this pursuit. The Stoics found a remedy for the human condition, a way to navigate the world with grace, dignity, and equanimity, a way to be at peace, no matter what life throws your way. Now, You might ask, is serenity really attainable in our fast-paced, ever-changing world? Can we truly find peace amidst the noise, the chaos, the constant barrage of information and demands? Well, that's what we'll dive into in the next section of our journey through the Stoic universe. Stay tuned. Welcome to the heart of Stoicism, the path to self-mastery. This concept is more than just self-discipline or willpower. It's about understanding and controlling your responses to external events, and ultimately finding serenity within yourself. The Stoics believe that our reactions, not the events themselves, cause our distress. Consider a flat tire. The tire going flat is not inherently distressing. It's our reaction, our interpretation of the event that causes us stress. We might react with frustration, anger, or anxiety, but in Stoicism, we're encouraged to see the event simply as it is, a flat tire, nothing more, nothing less. To achieve this level of self-mastery, Stoics advocated for 4 cardinal virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These virtues form the foundation of how we should respond to external events. Wisdom, to the Stoics, is the understanding that some things are within our control and others are not. It's about discerning the difference and responding appropriately. This wisdom helps us to focus our energies where we have the most impact, and to accept what we cannot change. Next is courage. But this isn't just about bravery in the face of physical danger. It's about moral courage, the courage to do what is right, regardless of how difficult it may be or the consequences it may bring. Justice, the third virtue, is about fairness, kindness, and understanding towards others. It's recognizing that we are all part of a larger community, and our actions should reflect a respect for this interconnectedness. Finally, there's temperance or moderation. This virtue is about self-control and balance in all things. It's not about denying ourselves pleasure, but about enjoying things in a balanced, healthy way. By practicing these 4 virtues, we can navigate life's ups and downs with grace and serenity. We can respond to external events, not with distress, but with calm understanding. This, in essence, is the path to self-mastery in Stoicism. But how does one cultivate these virtues? How does one start on this path? Well, stay tuned, because that's exactly what we'll explore next. This journey is not easy, but it's worth every step. Are you ready to become the master of your own self? Let's dive deeper into the Stoic universe as we delve into the practical application of Stoicism. It's important to understand that Stoicism isn't just a theoretical philosophy. It's a way of life, a guide to living well, regardless of the circumstances. It's about finding serenity, virtue, and self-mastery in the chaos of daily life. But how exactly does one apply Stoicism practically in daily life? Firstly, Stoicism encourages us to focus on what's within our control. In our daily life, we often stress about things beyond our control. Traffic, the weather, other people's behavior. The Stoic approach is to accept these uncontrollable aspects of life and instead direct our energy towards our responses, which are within our control. Imagine you're stuck in traffic. You can't control the traffic, but you can control your reaction, whether to fume and fret or use the time constructively by listening to an audiobook or practicing mindfulness. That's Stoicism in action. Secondly, Stoicism calls for radical acceptance of reality. It teaches us to view life objectively, without the filters of judgment or desire. This doesn't mean we become passive or indifferent. Rather, it enables us to engage with life realistically. accepting the good with the bad, for instance. If you're dealing with a difficult colleague, rather than getting frustrated, the Stoic way would be to accept their behavior as part of life's diversity and choose a rational and compassionate response. Stoicism also champions the cultivation of virtue as the highest good. In daily life, this translates into living ethically, acting with kindness, patience, courage, and integrity. It's not enough to just understand Stoicism. The goal is to embody it, to let these virtues guide our actions and decisions. Finally, Stoicism promotes mindfulness and presence. It encourages us to live in the here and now, instead of being lost in the past or anxious about the future. This could be as simple as savoring your morning coffee, appreciating the warmth, the aroma, the taste, truly being present in the moment. So, as you can see, Stoicism isn't about suppressing emotions or living a life of hardship. It's about finding serenity amidst chaos, acting with virtue, and mastering our responses. It's a toolkit for thriving in the modern world, not just surviving. But how does Stoicism affect our relationships? And can it make us happier? Stay tuned as we explore these fascinating aspects in the next section as we dive into the depths of Stoicism. It is important to address some common criticisms and misconceptions that often cloud our understanding. Stoicism, like any philosophy, isn't immune to criticism or misinterpretation. One common misunderstanding about Stoicism is that it encourages suppression of emotions, leading to a life devoid of joy and pleasure. However, Stoics do not advocate for emotional suppression, but rather emotional mastery. They argue that we should not be slaves to our emotions, but instead understand and control them to achieve tranquility and peace of mind. Another misconception is the notion that Stoicism promotes indifference or passivity in the face of injustice or wrongdoing. But this couldn't be further from the truth. Stoics believed in taking purposeful action in accordance with virtue and justice. They taught that we should focus our efforts on things within our control, such as our actions and responses, rather than obsessing over things beyond our control. A common criticism of Stoicism is that it can seem overly rigid or pessimistic. Critics argue that by focusing on the worst-case scenario, or accepting that suffering is a part of life, Stoics may limit their potential for joy or ambition. However, Stoics would argue that this approach simply prepares them for adversity, enabling them to remain calm and composed in the face of life's inevitable ups and downs. In the realm of ethics, some critics argue that Stoicism places too much emphasis on individual self-control and self-improvement, potentially leading to selfishness or lack of empathy. However, Stoics value the virtue of justice highly and believe in the interconnectedness of all humans. They advocate for treating others with kindness, not in spite of, but because of our pursuit of virtue and wisdom. In the end, like any philosophy, Stoicism isn't a one-size-fits-all answer to life's questions. It's a tool, a guide to navigate life's challenges and uncertainties. It's about achieving tranquility, virtue, and wisdom in a world that can often be chaotic and unpredictable. Now that we've unraveled some of the complexities, misconceptions, and criticisms of Stoicism, are you ready to explore how this ancient philosophy can be applied in our modern world? Stay tuned as we delve into the practical applications of Stoicism in our everyday lives. In the next section, in conclusion, we've journeyed through the Stoic universe, delving into the core principles of this ancient philosophy. We've explored how Stoicism encourages us to strive for virtue, to seek serenity amid life's storms, and to pursue self-mastery over our own minds and emotions. This isn't just a philosophy. It's a powerful toolset for living a more mindful, resilient, and meaningful life. Thank you so much for joining us on this philosophical adventure. If you've found value in this exploration of Stoicism, please don't hesitate to subscribe to our channel. We will continue to bring you more enlightening content on philosophy, mindfulness, and personal growth. Remember, as the ancient Stoics taught, we cannot control everything in life, yet we can always control our perceptions, our responses, and our actions. So let's take these lessons from Stoicism and strive to be the best versions of ourselves, to cultivate inner peace, and to live with virtue and wisdom. As Seneca once said, as long as you live, keep learning how to live. So, let's keep learning together. Thank you once again for your time, and until our next philosophical journey, keep thriving and stay stoic. Farewell.